up? I got Naskin here with me. This ain't a diss song, but yeah, you know what it is. I'm a cheesehead, y'all niggas cheese whiz. Pittsburgh Steelers, that's nothing. That Super Bowl ring, that's nothing. Pull up in your town when you see me, you know everything. Green and yellow, green and yellow, green and yellow, green and yellow. I put it down, representing for my team. I'm in green and yellow.
From a review perspective, how different is this week compared to usually because you have less time to do it?
Yeah, no, it is a little bit different. Today we gave the guys off, although I think a lot of guys were in here because they know that they got to get their bodies back with a short week, and then tomorrow we'll have kind of a review of the game early in the morning, and then we'll transition into Oakland and just we'll walk through tomorrow for practice.
2 Thursdays and a Monday in 6 weeks. I mean, what's that been like from a schedule making perspective, and how much are you anticipating after this week finally getting on that Sunday?
Yeah, we had some consistency throughout the preseason, playing every game on a Thursday, then opening up on, versus Chicago on a Thursday. It's just trying to get into that routine. But that's the nature of the beast. That's the NFL, and our guys have to adjust to that.
You just take us through, I think it was with 2 minutes left, Aaron said that Allen came to him in the huddle and said, I'm running the out route, throw me the ball. And Aaron went to you and you had 2 plays, and he said, choose the one where we throw it to Allen. Can you just take us through, I think it was the one where it was a 15-yard completion for the first down.
Yeah, no, it was just one of those deals. It had a couple plays in mind, and, he asked for that play specifically, and that was one of the plays that we were thinking about anyways, and so we went with it.
Aaron also said he kind of tried to put in a word for Allen as that game was going on, and you were losing receivers.
You could say that. You could say he put in a word for him, and he delivered too. So, that's a credit to those guys. He had trust in them, and but I think everything goes back to practice, how Allen approaches it, and I was happy. It's always fun to see a guy who works hard and is about the right things and goes out and performs in the game.
Matt, what made you happiest about your run defense last night?
Yeah, I thought our guys did an outstanding job. I think the longest rush was the quarterback scramble for like 10 yards or whatever. That our guys, that's been a problem up to this point, and I thought our guys were really disciplined. I thought we were physical. I thought we played our gaps, and I thought they did a really nice job. Dean Lowry really stood out, in that football game.
Matt, when you reviewed the film, those 2 illegal hands penalties, were those the correct calls?
Yeah, I'm not going to get into the officiating. I'll let you guys handle that.
Going back to the summer, Danny Vitale caught everything in sight and was a real weapon in your passing game, at least in practice and then a little bit in preseason. Yet he hasn't been utilized much in the passing game at all since Devontae went down. It seemed like you would need as many pass catchers as possible. What does he need to do to kind of get involved a little bit more in the offense?
Yeah, I think it's just the way we feel like it's best to attack the opponent. Certainly, we have a lot of confidence in Danny, and that's something that we'll evaluate moving forward.
I'm sure you've been in games a lot over the years where, a player may not have any reps the first 2 or 3 quarters, and yet, he goes in at the end, whether it's by injury or coach's decision or whatever. Have you ever had one, though, that delivered quite like Allen did? And if so, is there anything that comes to mind?
Yeah, there's nothing off the top of my head right now, but that's a lot of years of football too. But yeah, no. Again, I was just happy for him, and he made some big catches, especially on the touchdown pass. And I thought Aaron couldn't have put the ball in a better spot. It was pinpoint accuracy, and again, Allen came through.
Is that the ultimate reminder to guys that you always have to be ready?
I think it's a great lesson for all our guys, because you never know when your number's called, and you've seen it where guys get an opportunity and they don't perform or things don't go their way, and shoot, some guys never never see the field again. So it was pretty cool to watch him be able to go out and do what he did.
In that regard, what did Shepard learn from, his night, do you think?
It was a tough deal. I think obviously on the punt return, he's got to make a better decision. He was out of position for catching the ball, and we never want our punt returners putting their hands over their head to catch a football. So if you ever get in that position, either try to get out of the way, or he's got to, at worst case scenario, you got to fair catch that. And then the other one is just one of those deals where he's running that out route, and you could tell he kind of slipped at the tail end of that route, and the ball went just right off his face and into the arms of the defender. So, it is what it is. I think he'll learn from it. He'll bounce back. He's tough-minded, and all you can do is move forward.
It looked like there was a lot of slipping on both teams.
It sure did. It sure did. There was, and typically our guys have just talking to people around here. Traditionally, our players have had pretty good footing in there, and so it's something that we'll address, as a team.
Would it be fair to say, right to say that of the two plays, I mean, you don't want either, obviously, but because of the decision-making process, that the punt was the bigger issue?
Yeah, without a doubt. Just like I said, if you get in a bad spot, you got to let the ball go, or worst case scenario, you got to fair catch it to give yourself a chance.
With that in mind, are you planning to reopen that position battle this week in practice?
I think that all positions are always up for battle. We're about competition, and we want the best people out there to give us the best chance to win.
We've seen Rodgers throw for 450 yards and 6 touchdowns and 150 pass ratings. Obviously, he's not doing that for you, but from a coach's perspective, what do you like about what he's doing? Because obviously he made things work with what he had last night.
Yeah, I thought it was outstanding. I thought his performance was as good as he's played. I mean, we counted 6 drop passes, so he's got to get help. I don't care what quarterback in this league. You got to get help from your supporting cast as well. I thought he threw some just unbelievable balls with tremendous accuracy, and our guys got to make the catches.
Yeah, from the coaching perspective, I mean, what do you see that that we don't see and the 80,000 people out there don't see? What do you see with a quarterback that says that's really good quarterbacking that maybe
just the plays that he's able to make and where he's putting the ball in the off-schedule plays. That's something as a coach you could never account for, the off-schedule play, and his ability to create and extend it's as good as anybody.
Now, what went into the late decision, I guess, with Smith and Bayless? And then also, do you think Detroit tried to take advantage of that by the short kicks and having to try to stress your kick return game, which really hadn't had to do much, I guess, the last.
Sure. No, we had, it was just one of those situations in terms of we thought it was really important to have that third tight end up just in case. You got 2 veteran tight ends, and it happened to us last week in Dallas where we were trying to run, or 2 weeks ago, I guess, where we were trying to run a lot of 12 personnel, and those guys get gassed a little bit. And so just, I guess, from a versatility standpoint, from an offensive perspective, thought it was important to have that third tight end. And we knew going into this game that there was a pretty good chance they were going to make us return kickoffs regardless of who was back there.
When you're in a situation like that where you might be making a roster move late in the week, do you go to the guy early in the week and just give him a heads up, hey, we might call you up this week, be ready, or anything like that?
Yeah, we're in pretty constant communication in regards to what's going on.
Matt, with all the games you guys have had come down to the wire, and obviously won, all but one of them, is there a confidence that's building on the sideline that you can feel that this team is confident in crunch time situations?
Yeah, I think we got a pretty resilient group. I mean, the game couldn't have started much worse for us. And I thought, I thought we played good complementary football. So it started out bad. really on both sides of the ball, but our defense hung in there and was forcing field goals on 2 of the 3 possessions. And then in the second quarter, our offense kind of got going a little bit. And then just our defense answered the bell when we put them as a team in bad situations. When you look at it, we had 3 turnovers, and they kicked field goals on all 3 of those turnovers. So they kept Detroit out of the end zone for the most part, or except for that 4th down, which was pretty close. But like I said, I'm not going to get into that one. No, it was just, I thought it was a pretty good complimentary football, and then it was really cool at the end of that game to be able to chew off the last 6+ minutes and kick a walk-off field goal to win the game.
Speaking of the slow start, did you maybe review the week and pinpoint anything maybe that contributed to it? I mean, you had miscues on both sides of the ball pretty readily.
Yeah, no, I mean, shoot, they got us with a flea flicker and quarters coverage the first play, and I mean that's what you're calling that play for, and they caught the right coverage, and our guys, sucked up on the action, and I'll tell you what, it was a heck of a hustle play by Jair to make that tackle, because we held them to 3 points right there, and those, I guess, in a game like that, every point's absolutely critical. But you look at the first offensive possession, we had a drop on 3rd down, and so it was just, again, then their second possession, they hit another bomb on a deep corner route, and that was when they scored to go up 10-0. But like I said, I like our guys fight, their resolve, and they stuck together, and we didn't blink.
Are you running calls similar with Jamal and Aaron, or do you take advantage of Jamal's kind of different, more physical skill strength, and how impressive was that he was able to produce the way he did really with a couple weeks off?
Yeah, I thought Jamal did a great job, and it wasn't necessarily it was just kind of how that game played out, Certainly, I know Aaron was pretty disappointed in terms of he had the opportunity when we got him down the seam, and Aaron Rodgers threw a great ball to him, and he knows he's got to make that play. And then obviously the fumble is something that we had stressed heavily to the team, that these guys do a great job of really raking the football out, and we've got to be just a little bit more mindful and do a better job of taking care of the football. But I mean, I certainly have all the confidence in the world in Aaron Jones. That doesn't waver, and I don't think any differently after this game either.
Matt, what was it like just to hand that ball to Mason in the locker room, given all that he's done and gone through?
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Just specifically, not to get into it too much, but just what he went through with his wife, and it was just a pretty cool moment. Anytime you see somebody fight through some adversity and come out on the other side of that, and then you talk about his game last year at Detroit, it was just a really great moment for him.
Aaron mentioned after the game last night about how impressed he is with how Mercedes has changed his body at 35. How much does he mean to the team, not only on the field but also in the locker room?
Yeah, he's a pro. I think I said it last week. He's a pro's pro. I just love everything about Mercedes, his approach. I think he's a great mentor for not only the guys in that tight end room, but for everybody on our football team. And I think he was the first one to put his arm around Shep after one of those miscues. And I can't speak enough about Mercedes and the kind of leader he is for this football team.
Oh yeah. Young Moolah, baby.